So guys, this is the time for the class project. Let's practice everything we've learned on the text. You have this text and I've shown it to you before. You have it in your class notes, so please have a look and work with me. Follow me, take notes on the paper. It's best to print them out and work together with me. Let's see the text, and from my point of view this text is quite difficult to read. Let's consider it to be a separate command somewhere. It's not connected with other parts, it's as it is, yeah? And you have a lot of words, a lot of sentences, and from my point of view it's really not easy to read and it's quite boring, to tell the truth. Have a look at this text, take a minute, stop the video and think how you would improve it graphically and in terms of flow. How would you focus it better to make it more comfortable to read for your reader? Take your time and then continue watching the video for my corrections of this text. And we are back, and let's see what I suggest correcting in this text to make it easier to read and more interesting for our reader. So first of all, I will divide the first two statements because they organize together this so-called topic sentence. This is what I want to say in my paragraph. These days, many people become digital nomads and it's good. It's a great lifestyle with numerous benefits. Everything I will be writing after that will be proving my point of view. This is good text structure. The first benefit, yeah? First of all, you meet lots of new people. Also, you experience different cultures. I'm adding new ideas and directing my reader here. I believe first-hand experience of the world around will be useful in life. And I'm organizing it graphically in a more convenient way, yeah, to see. The next idea. Next, you learn to look after yourself in challenging situations. Although really serious problems are rare, sometimes you need to think and act quickly without anybody to help you. When I'm reading this text, I am doing this with my intonation, but although here helps our reader to understand it the right way, to get this intonation, yeah, as if they were listening to this text. And I will be finalizing, yes, there are of course some disadvantages, like feeling homesick or culture shock, yet seeing the world helps you become a better person and a diverse professional. I hope you agree with me that this text looks much better, it's easier to read, and you can move from a small part to a small part, seeing the dynamics, yeah? First, I give you two arguments to support my idea. Then I am trying to be objective and I am giving the counter argument, so to say, but I finish with my primary idea. Seeing the world helps you become a better person and a diverse professional. This is interesting, this is easy to read, and this is alive. And if you have any questions, I will explain to you in short how I did that. As I said before, I want to prove my point, so I will be giving two arguments supporting my idea. Then we have benefit 1, supporting argument 1, benefit 2, and I need to show that they are parallel. That's why I need to use the discourse markers of sequence, first of all and next. It's not a chronological sequence, I don't need to say first, secondly, and so on. I just use random ones, yeah, first of all and next. But I have something to add to my first argument, that's why I will use addition here also. Yeah, I am adding more to the same idea. You meet lots of new people, but you also meet lots of experiences, the cultural experiences. I'm making the same argument bigger by using addition. And the next sentence, first-hand experience of the world around will be useful in life. This word useful looks a little bit personal to me. I decided to make it a personal opinion. If I don't, it will sound too general, and I don't want this effect. I don't want to sound vague. That's why, yes, this is my thought. This is what I think. Let us make it personal opinion. And I go on. I've added the second benefit, but in the next addition, so in the next idea, we can see a little bit of the contrast here, because we say, yes, serious problems are rare, but at the same time, we need to think and act quickly, and this teaches us. I'm opening up my second argument, and in this case, I need to show this contrast. That's why I use although, because I have this sentence, really serious problems are rare, and I add the second part of the sentence here. Now I see these dynamics of the contrast, because when they are just used together, we jump from one idea to another without any logical connection. Now it's logical and clear. Then I worked a little bit with the punctuation marks, so I decided to use like to show examples instead of the semicolon, like filling, because it's better. When you look at it, it's better, and punctuation is good for intonation when you are reading it, but when you have words, it's easier for your eye to read. And I also had a comma, feeling homesick, comma, culture shock, but if I add or, it will help my sentence flow, like feeling homesick or culture shock. But then the whole idea is structured in a very interesting way. If you remember, there were 3 sentences in the passage. I started like that. There are some disadvantages, feeling homesick, culture shock, but they are overweighed by advantages, because seeing the world helps you become a better person and a diverse professional. I hope you remember this structure, because it looks a lot like concession to me, right? Because yes, I am trying to be objective here. I'm adding a new argument opposing to my main idea. Yes, there are some disadvantages. Yes, it's not so perfect, so to say, but I want to stay in the same line. I want to prove my point. I don't want to deviate. That's why I am adding the counter argument. Yes, there are some disadvantages, but still it is good, and I still believe what I said at the very beginning. In this case, the sentence, but they are outweighed by advantages. First of all, it had passive structure, which is not very good for our reader. And secondly, it didn't add any new idea. It just tried to make this counter argument. Yes, tried to make this concession, but I can do it easier with the help of discourse markers. So I erased that sentence completely, and now we have that structure. You remember the table, yes? There are, of course, some disadvantages. Yes, I make this concession here, but yet, still, I've chosen yet here, still seeing the world helps you become a better person and a diverse professional. Of course, your version could be different, but this was how the text led me. If you used other markers in the same meaning, I will agree with your versions. But if you found some other connections, please write your version in the discussions, and of course I will have a look and we will see if it's working too. Because when you work with the text, it's always your work, how you see it. As long as you understand what you're trying to do now, yes? Are you trying to list your arguments? Are you trying to add something new? Are you trying to show contrast? And so on and so on. Of course, if you have questions, feel free to ask and participate and be an active learner. Thank you very much. Let's have a look at this text one more time. I also played a little bit with the topic sentence and added because, but as you like, because they were two short sentences, very easy to read too. And thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you in the next classes.